Hello, hello, hello. First and foremost, let me apologize for the quality of video last night. I didn't even realize that the tracking was off until after it uploaded, so my apologies for that. I'm here to do another reading. It's going to be a quick one. I think there's only going to be one uploaded today. As I was getting ready, I was hearing the Whitney Houston song, or I guess who did it originally? Dolly Parton, I Will Always Love You. I was hearing the Whitney Houston version, but I was hearing it, and I was singing it the way I was hearing it, like with a lot of, like a very over the top. Someone is doing the most, and it feels like it's an emotional show. Someone has you sitting in the front seat of their emotional show, okay? And they're doing the most, and this feels like it's emotional manipulation designed to try and sway you in one way, shape, or form. So let's get into this. I'm feeling really great. I just finished my Substack group Q&A, and it was so lovely to see so many of you, and yesterday to share that group space with a lot of you too. It was, it's always just a pleasure to connect with you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you for a beautiful weekend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get into it. Someone is doing the most. Someone is doing the most. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. Something is gaining momentum in the sense that there's pressure. The pressure is on. The heat is on. The heat is on. That's what I'm hearing. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. Yeah, something is definitely shaken. Cardinal energy is something's about to kick off. Something's about to kick off. Something's about to kick off. The energy is gaining momentum, and something's about to kick off. And someone is doing the most to drag you into an emotional show, an emotional showdown. You and your loved ones are safe, okay? That's new moon in Cancer. And prosperity lies ahead, okay? At the bottom, though, we have adjustments are required, okay? So this is because... let's see what comes out finally, because if this is if I'm doing like a 3-card or a 3 placement, then this is going to be interesting. Yep, conclusions are within reach. This is your guidance. Believe in the impossible is at the bottom of the deck. So this is in the guidance position, and hold your vision. Okay, so this is about some ancestral shit that has to do with financial blocks is what I'm feeling here, because you and your loved ones are safe. While it's a message and prosperity lies ahead, while this is a message that is like pertinent to what might be happening, the reason these cards are coming out is because these were the areas that were under threat, okay, because they're in the challenge position. And then we have adjustments are required in a challenge position. And this is kind of showing me a few things. One thing, the adjustments are required in the challenge position. There's somewhere where you are still being called to alchemize something or to adjust something. And with the Cancer and the Taurus energy, this will have to do with emotions and self-value, okay? Emotions and self-value, the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about the possibilities, what's coming, what's unfolding for you, based upon really who you are divinely with this Taurus. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. The full moon in Pisces is going to be a full moon eclipse. It's happening, I think, on September 18th. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon energy. We just had a blue moon, technically, with the full moon in Aquarius, only because we had the full moon, Leo season opened up with the moon in Aquarius. So the moon has been in Aquarius twice through Leo season, but the first time around it wasn't in a new or full state. So technically, the full moon in Aquarius last week was a blue moon. The energy is gaining momentum. The heat is on. Someone is doing the most. Why are they doing the most? And you're being called to be be aware of where your emotions are taking you and being in alignment with your value, because this is something very big that's about to happen with the full moon eclipse and the blue moon, and it's almost like you're being called to match the energy of the bigness. Match the energy of the bigness. But in the challenge position is the security of your loved ones and your prosperity. The security of, also I'm hearing like, of what it is you've procured as a generational curse breaker. Where shall I go? The heat is on. Who is the heat on for? Do we have any fire here? No, we got all water and earth. But we do have cardinal, which is the striking of a match. Be bold and make the first move. The energy is gaining momentum. Why do we need to be bold and make the first move? The energy is gaining momentum. Be bold and make the first move. Is this like a game of tit for tat? It feels like there's something that someone's wanting to drag you into their emotional story. It's almost like you're supposed to make the first move to stop them from being able to proceed with dragging you into anything that you're not supposed to be involved in. That's right, walking away. You're walking away. At the bottom of the deck, you were all tied up, okay? So you're walking away from some kind of bondage. You're in the final countdown of something, 9, 5, that's bringing shifts and changes. High Priestess and Empress is liberating your divine feminine nature, liberating your sacral, your womb, your intuition, your ability to flow. Liberating your magic. Magician and the mirror is here. Let's see. What other information can we get here? They thought they knew you. They thought wrong. They thought they knew you, but they thought wrong. They thought they knew you, but they thought wrong. They thought they knew you, but they thought wrong. They didn't think you had it in you to do this. To walk away, to get free, maybe to call them out. Maybe to see past their illusions. Maybe to break these generational curses. They didn't think you had what it would take. They underestimated you, and you used that to your advantage. They underestimated you, and you use that to your advantage. Lady with a Bosch egg, ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom, what actually came out is it's time for a retreat and collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. So I love the Storm Angel. The Storm Angel comes to fuck shit up that needs to be fucked up. It's time for a retreat. It's time for a shift in energy. Ancient wisdom. Something is hatching here that wasn't supposed to hatch. Something is hatching here that wasn't supposed to hatch. I don't even know why I'm using that voice right now. Something is hatching here that wasn't supposed to hatch. Oh my gosh, that voice came out in a reading a year ago. What was it? It's time to go. Remember?
Yeah.
It's time to go. That voice. It's time to go. Is there a link? Is there a link? Something is hatching. It's time to go. Fuck. Woo! Someone's scared about this hatching. It's time to go. Oh shit. Oh shit. I should just say what I'm feeling, huh? I feel like So I've talked about this before, about how like maybe a week and a half ago I had this download when I went to bed, and I literally closed my eyes and I was transported, and I saw beings getting back their dragon wings. And what I'm feeling here, this feels like angry, like dragon energy, like a dragon whose egg has been stolen over time. And it's like now it's free and it's coming back to get that egg. And like, take it how it resonates. It might be allegory. It might, for some of you, it might be like a literal thing that you've been tuning into. Cosmic egg. I don't know. Queen of Swords. Whenever the Queen of Swords comes in, she's an emissary of the Divine Mother, and the Fool is the complete start of a new cycle and era. This is the age of Aquarius energy here. Time to go. Ooh, something's hatching, and someone's afraid as fuck that there's something hatching that it wasn't supposed to hatch. It wasn't supposed to hatch. It wasn't supposed to hatch. Where shall I go? It's time to go. Let's go into the Angels and Ancestors deck. I'm doing that one for a minute. It feels like someone was supposed to make sure that something didn't hatch. And it has, or like, I don't know whether it's like something didn't hatch or something didn't hatch in a specific area. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting though. Like, this thing was not supposed to hatch. Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Direction, Guardian, choose your path. Go. Okay. Direction, Guardian, choose your path. These are all Guardian. These are all Guardian cards. And even here, look at this. At the bottom of the deck, it's Air Guardian, right? So, the Guardian energy in this deck, this is protection. These are like the guardians, the guardian ancestors, the guardian energies. This is like speaking about how the guardian energies have returned. That's what someone's afraid of. But this isn't to do necessarily with someone who's consciously aware that the guardian energies have returned. Have the guardian energies returned in and through you, possibly? Is that what hatched? Like, your ability to reconnect with... Can you turn it off for me? Your ability to like reconnect with something ancient wisdom. Is that what's hatching? Something's hatching that is threatening someone's plans, but the hatching of this is liberating you into like freedom of a generational pattern, ancestral curse, however you want to look at it, prosperity issue, like financial blocks that have kept you from moving forward, blocks on your own energy field with the Taurus. Something has come alive that wasn't supposed to come alive, and I mean, this is the season for it, right? So something has some kind of justice has come for you to make your way into, properly to make your entrance into the age of Aquarius, right? To begin a new cycle. That's the Fool. Justice has come, or it's on its way, and it's helping you to access a whole new cycle, a whole new reality. And again, this is feeling like someone can't go with you. This is what it is here also with that energy that opened the reading with the I will always love you, the person doing the most. They're doing the most. Like emotionally trying to manipulate and hold on to you. But I feel like that's a little bit different. That's a different energy than this being that's like back in this picture, time to go, something's hatched that wasn't supposed to hatch. This is more to do with the collective picture, the time to go thing, and this is the other one, the other energy of like the financial stuff. The person pulling the emotional strings might be more of a personal thing. You could also speak of the collective energy, you know, the all the ways that they're trying to emotionally manipulate the masses right now back into fear stories and states like the histrionics that they want us all falling into and consumed with and duped by. It could definitely have to do with the collective energy. Every individual personal story is a reflection of what's happening collectively and vice versa. Yes, person is manifesting in your energy consciously. Okay, second house. This again is Taurus energy, financial resources and possessions, independence. So someone is trying to hold on to you. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to actualize your self-worth on the material planes. They don't want you to be financially sovereign. They don't want you stable, manifesting in your energy consciously. That means they're purposely doing stuff to try to manipulate you, manipulate your emotions, manipulate your finances so you'll stay, possibly. I want to know, there's too many cards. I want to know, though, what the link is with this person, this energy time to go that was in the reading. If I can remember the reading that came through like a year and some change ago. That was such a fun reading to do at the time. But that voice is coming through again. This is a distraction designed to put your focus on an old story that needs to die by starving of attention. Then we have coincidences and chance run-ins, betrayal cycles and, coincidences and chance run-ins, and then we've got betrayal cycles and patterning, and then we've also got religious spirit, prayer, witchcraft. So this can really be the emotional manipulation can also be somebody who is consciously manifesting a situation for you through prayer. They might be consciously trying to block you in some way, shape, or form, but they're using religion as a justification for what they're doing. I've talked a lot about this before, how prayer, when people do not consent or ask you to pray for them, it is a form of witchcraft. We are not here to divert anyone's path in accordance with what we think is right for them. So someone's trying to divert someone else's path in accordance with what feels right for them emotionally because of something. It looks like they're not going to be successful because the full moon eclipse means that this energy is about to be shifted out, and then with the Queen of Swords coming in to cut, this is Divine Mother protection. And then also some people would say Archangel Michael comes through with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords means the receiving of justice, okay? Queens are always about receptive energy, the calling in of justice, the receiving of justice. You've called in the justice that you need to start again, and it doesn't matter how much this person tries to pray against what it is that you've been doing. It doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter. It's whatever it is has already, and for some of you, the reason this is occurring also is because where you are on your own timeline, you've activated something of your own ancient wisdom. That means that this cycle, it has to close out, right? So it says, write a decree or mission statement, decide who you are and what your boundaries are, and put it in writing, okay? Because there's love binds involved in this. So target of hate, derision, jealousy, and obsession. So somebody is obsessively doing something to try to manifest a path for you that is no longer a viable timeline for you. And they're doing it because in the past it worked. In the past it was possible to control you in this way because your energy matched the lower timeline that they want you stuck in, okay? So the writing of a decree. It's not just writing a decree, it's using your voice to bring forth justice. And this isn't because so much you have to worry so much. It feels more like the decree is there for your sense of confidence, for your ability to stay rooted and grounded and strong in your faith, to use your words consistently to anchor in the true timeline that wants to come in. Because what I feel, the only thing that can occur when you already have reached this level of having called in the justice by doing the work to the point where the world is over, you're already at the full, you're starting again, right? The only way that this can be disturbed is through you not holding your own frequency. So you being worried, you allowing this emotional manipulation to interfere with what it is that you know it's time for you to do, or to interfere with your feelings, or to try to rope you into something. This person is doing the most. That's what I heard. It's like you know how a singer likes to show off their voice, and there's all this unnecessary riffing, and it's kind of like they overdo it to the point where they might have a beautiful voice, but they're ruining it because they're going over the top. And when they're going over the top, they're actually showing that they're insecure. So this person is cracking. The heat is on, is what I was hearing before. This person is cracking emotionally, and the more that they're trying to do the most in terms of emotionally manipulate you in any way, or even using that powerful emotion to channel it into prayer and manifesting a situation. And it could be like literal prayer religiously, or it could be that they're using their words to manifest, which is why you're being called to use your words to counter. The only way that anything can occur here is if you fall into a state of losing yourself, and it doesn't feel like that's going to happen, to be completely honest. So I feel like the energy coming through here is warning you against wavering, because the wavering is what draws this out. This doesn't need to be drawn out anymore. This needs to come to a definite conclusion. And the energy is so explosive, it's so built at this point that it's ripe for like eclipse, like miraculous, like big walking out of something. It's not even just walking out of something free. It's like walking out of something. The blue moon. It's like walking out of something and not just closing it out. You're not just closing it out. You're getting something for doing this too, you know. And then my guides just reminded me of the full moon in Taurus in 2020. That was a blue moon, and I think that occurred on Halloween, October 31st. So that might be of significance for somebody, what was going on around that time for you. Think about the energy of that time. I remember it being really fucked up because a lot of the timelines that we were beginning to enter into earlier on in the year all of a sudden began to collapse in October, as they did a lot of timeline fuckery to us collectively to destroy also divine contracts and romance. We have expectation, and then we have journey. Expectation, journey. That looks like a 7, doesn't it? Or am I just seeing things like that? Looks like a 7. I know it's the train and a ladder, right? But it kind of looked, when I was seeing it on the screen, it looked like a 7. This is divine order. This is 10-10 energy. Look, 28. This is the beginning and the end. 10-10, right? This is binary. This is the energy of what starts all things, the creation energy. Someone's also getting help from other beings. You shouldn't be able to do that. Whatever it is you were bound to wasn't supposed to allow you to get help from others. It really feels like there's somebody that's holding on to something that's past the expiration, and the ones themselves who tried to get them to do this are already being like, it's time to go, and they're still holding on for dear life, like their lives depend on it, like their lives depend on it, holding on like their lives depend on it, because they might. Sudden wealth wanted to come out, it went back in. This is what they're trying to stop. Remember I said there's something coming in, that's why the blue moon, sudden wealth, that's what they're trying to stop, is the sudden wealth. There's something here, that's what I just said too, community. Community, you're being helped in some way, shape or form. This is a problem, you weren't supposed to get help. There might be some kind of person, very specifically a masculine, a male energy that's on the horizon helping you specifically, or this could be symbolic of the fact that your masculine energy is rising, your protection of self, your protection of your feminine energy, your protection of your creation and your creative drive, your protection of your intuition, your protection over your ability to intuit and to follow. Masculine energy comes to protect you on that path and that journey. Your inner masculine may have been activated, or this could literally be a person within this community that's helping you. Community, group of people, group of beings, and this wasn't supposed to occur. We do have bad health also coming out here with the main male and the community, as well as I just saw the false person. So this bad health card, let's see, why is it here? I saw false person again just now. Why is the bad health card here? 3131, birthing magician. Why is the bad health card here? You don't want me to go in there. Well, we do have unexpected income in reverse. Okay, so something that was supposed to come in is not coming in, and it's causing someone bad health. I don't know if this is one of these cases of karmic disease swapping. That's what it feels like. Like the lower timeline that somebody was trying to put you into is the one where you take their disease and take it as it resonates, because the bad health is pent. The Hanged One came out in reverse. But then we have the King of Pentacles. And I wasn't going to take it until I saw it. We have the King of Pentacles and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So you've got the two masters of the material universe, okay? And then we have the Hanged One coming out in reverse. Then we have the Four of Wands showing up in the Tower and the Ten of Pentacles and Justice. Like, you can't make this up. Four of Wands, okay? The Tower, the Ten of Pentacles, Justice. And it's like, and if that's not enough, then let me show you how things are being equalized materially too. It's not just a divine decree, it's something that's happening on the earth as it is in the heavens. And this is opening up your path, Three of Wands. Opening up a new path, that's what that Wands energy is. I'm going to put these back. The Hanged One in reverse means it was an unsuccessful sacrifice. Somebody tried to invert your reality again and it didn't work. And I'm guessing, as these things happen, that the reality they ended up creating they ended up creating this for themselves now. They tried to invert your reality. The Hanged One is a card that speaks of sacrifice also. Where should we go? I don't even know where I should go. I get. I didn't go into the signs. I'm trying to think. So we've got Aquarius energy here with the Fool. We've got Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini energy with the Queen of Swords. We've of course got New Moon in Taurus, that's Taurus energy. New Moon in Cancer, that's Cancer energy. We also have the Hanged One, that is Pisces energy. We have the Pentacles, that's Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. The Ten of Pentacles is Virgo. The Tower is Scorpio. The Six of Pentacles is Taurus again. So the Six of Pentacles is coming, Justice is Libra. The Six of Pentacles is coming back around to further anchor in that new moon in Taurus. The prosperity lies ahead energy. Something is being equalized materially that you've been working through the other planes to bring forth. Justice is materializing, and it could be happening through this upcoming eclipse window, and somebody is trying to bring delay. Someone is trying to bring delay or trying to shift this through prayer, witchcraft, words, emotional, dragging you into an emotional show or emotional showdown. The heat is on. And the song I was hearing was I Will Always Love You. I hope life treats you kind. And I hope that you have all you dreamed of. And I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. Someone is pretending to be contrite or happy for you moving forward when they're not. They're saying things to your face and doing things energetically behind your back to try to block you. And the reason is they want you to think that they are, they want to shift your perspective of them so that maybe you don't move on. Oh my gosh, we're already 33 minutes in. Oops. Take that finally. Lighthouse, don't doubt your worth. So there was something coming out. I've got so many cards out now. There was something coming out about worth, wasn't there? In the challenge position with the new moon in Cancer and the new moon in Taurus. The attack against your sense of worth. And your ability to, this was another thing, there was independence is coming out. Why was the word in? That's right, second house, which is Taurus energy. So independence, actualizing. Someone doesn't want you to actualize your self-worth. That's what I was saying before. So this guidance is telling you, don't doubt your worth. This is big, big energy that is, it's big, big energy in the sense that it's not that it's like big energy that has the power to keep you stuck. It's energy that's ripe. You know, like when, like they're showing me like a balloon that's filling up with water, and if you keep on going, it's going to burst, right? It's like this energy is growing, that it's going to have to produce something. It's going to have to produce something. There's going to have to be some kind of showdown, almost like what was it? Showdown. The heat is on. They're doing the most. This is the energy of like the bow about to break. And when it breaks, either it's going to cause hysteria in your fields, because it's going to cause hysteria generally, but if you stay rooted in yourself, that hysteria won't touch you, and the storm will hit what needs to be hit with this storm angel. The storm angel stands in the midst of the storm, but she's not moved because she's a fucking storm angel. She is the storm. She is the one who is bringing the storm. And the bringing of this storm is bringing in something, you know. And I'm not here to glory in anything like 20. Speaking of glorying, 20 is the judgment card. I'm not here to glory in the energy of someone else having done this stuff and having to pay for what it is they've done or whatever. But this is what's coming out. Whatever storm you're bringing, and even the tower was coming out, whatever storm you're bringing in, it's bringing relief. You know how like when a storm hits, and some people don't like storms, I love them, I like to stand in the storm, but many people are afraid of storms, but the calm that comes afterwards is so beautiful. Like it can really bring forth peace and make you sleepy, and you know that good sleep after a storm, or when you're lying in bed and the storm is going on outside, and your quality of sleep is just better sometimes. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way, but I love to sleep in the rain. I love sleeping in the storm. There's something that's so comforting, not only about the sound, but the energy of it also, you know. And it's like there's some kind of peace returning. Really what it is like the stability that you've lost through these constant betrayal cycles. For some of you, the stability that your family has gone through, or those you would consider to be your family, your community, because of these betrayal cycles. So you know, like you could look at this as a collective message also, because like I said, these personal energies are made possible by what's happening collectively. So right now on the planet, many beings are rising back into their proper positions as guardians of the earth. The dragon energy has been being super activated in this time. It's lighting up the grids, it's lighting up the rainbow bridge codes that are entering in us and through us, and many beings are rising back into their true position as guardians of over certain parts of the earth, and in doing so, it is putting an end to a lot of the anti-ascension plans, and it's what's causing the increase of fuckery on the world stage to distract and try to get those who are still, glued into the false matrix picture back into a lower state emotionally, so they can be siphoned, you know. And so the heat is on, they're doing the most. But this is the energy of someone who knows that the gig is up, but doesn't want to come to terms with that. Voyage, you already have all the answers. You already know your way out of here. You already know your way out of here. You're already victorious. And you've already been shown the way out. 34, everything is in divine order and balance for this. It's already been done. And a line that they keep on playing in my head is from The Fall of the House of Usher. If you've been hanging with me on Substack, you probably know how much I love that show. Especially the final episode. The Fall of the House of Usher, when she comes to collect Verna, when she comes to collect from Roderick Usher and his family, who made a deal with her decades ago that she would give them riches and material wealth and acclaim, and they made a deal that she would give them all of that, and they would live to a certain age, but then this brother and sister would die together, and so would their bloodline. And so he's the only one out of the brother-sister duo who has any children. His sister Madeline doesn't have children, so the death of the bloodline means all of his children have to die, and he has 6 children and 1 grandchild. And so the series charts the fall of the House of Usher and how it literally occurs 2 weeks in November. I think it begins on November 11th, right? So it charts the fall of the House of Ushers through the November season, 2 weeks in November, until it comes to Maddie and Roderick. And when Verna comes to see him at some point, she says to him, only a few more transactions left. And she's talking about how there's only a few more things left to do before her work is done in completing and closing out the deal that he made. Meaning that until the complete collapse of what it is that he's left on the earth, his legacy, including his bloodline, comes to an end. And I keep on hearing for the past few weeks, just that one line, just a few more transactions left, just a few more transactions left. And another thing that keeps coming through, and I've been meaning to do a reading about it. I didn't think it would come through on this reading, but it is, so I may as well go with it. There are a lot of beings right now who have been karmic partners for many lifetimes. And if you've watched The Fall of the House of Usher, you might know what I'm talking about. Madeline and Roderick, they were twins, right? And so brother and sister, they're twins, and their influence on one another is what caused them to do the heinous, horrible things they did in the building of their fake empire off the backs, the pain, the lives, and the suffering of those that they made their money off of, right? Because they were pharmaceutical giants. And throughout the series, you can chart where they make decisions that are going to cost them later based upon the influence they have upon one another to do the wrong thing. And you can also kind of intuit, and they kind of led on in the show, that they're a duo that have worked together across incarnations. So they are a karmic couple, a karmic partnership that have incarnated in this lifetime as brother and sister, but it's very possible because even the nature of how they act towards one another is a little bit incestuous at times. Not that incest ever happens in the show, but his obsession with her is very, it's a little bit twisted. Like, it's not a normal brother, sister, protective energy. Like, he has this strange kind of obsession. It's not overtly sexual, but you can discern that there's something there that's a little bit off, right? And how I've seen it, and I've watched this show a lot, is that Roderick and Madeline were supposed to, in this lifetime, they were supposed to help one another out of their karmic shit. But instead, they dug themselves probably the biggest karmic pit that they ever had across lifetimes in this final one. Because there's something that feels very definitive about like their eternal conclusion when they both die at the end of the show. And I've been picking up on this a lot recently. I've been seeing it also in my own reality. These beings who, instead of holding one another accountable and actually doing the soul work and truly loving one another, who get caught up in these codependent, fake, false matrix relationship paradigms where really they're just parasitically eating off of one another, and they are encouraging one another's demise, and in doing so even trying to pull down other beings in their refusal to see truth, and they discourage one another from seeing truth. In other words, one wants to coerce the other into doing things that go against their soul, because they don't want to confront their own shameful way of being and their inability to face truth, their desire to be in deception and to run away from themselves at all costs. They drag another being into that story, and the thing about it is it's so attractive to them because they've done it time and time again, to the point where they don't even see that it's toxic. And there are a lot of karmic duo relationships like this, partnerships and groups like this, who refuse to see where they actually are doing injury to themselves. It's not even about you at this point. It's about their own soul contracts and their own solar energy and their inability or choice not to see the truth. And this refusal to see their truth, even the desire to renegotiate the contracts to allow for their own lack of alchemy, their own choice not to rise, is very pertinent right now. And this is what I'm getting also with this energy of they're doing the most, the emotional display, the histrionics, the show of being something they're not, in order to give themselves a false sense of security. It feels like this is the final act in a very, very long karmic legacy, karmic story, karmic legacy. And for some, these relationships have been like what have caused their own soul destruction across timelines since Atlantis. And they've had so many opportunities to rise out of the bed of shit that they keep on creating. And this is there's no coming back from this. Like I said, I've been feeling this, I've been sensing it. Some of these beings have done so much shit that the conclusion that's coming, it's eternal. like I was saying about Roderick and Madeline, there was something about the way that they went that was like, it was conclusive. There was no coming back. There was no way to recompense, no way to learn lessons to get them out of it. Like you reach a certain point on your soul journey where you've depleted so much of your solar energy and done that to other beings in the process that there's no retribution. You've passed the point of return. You become irredeemable. And a lot of the time when people reach this place of not being redeemable, it's because they've been overrun. Okay? And there's a line that Verna says in the show where she goes, she says to Roderick, she says, your tab is impressive, Roderick Usher. And she starts to show him all of the lives that have been lost in the time that he's been CEO of Fortunato Pharmaceuticals. And you just see, like, it's raining outside. He's in his office at the top of a skyscraper, and so he has this incredible view, and you see the rain falling. It's like storming outside, and then when the camera zooms in, you see that it's not rain. It's actually showing you how many lives have been fucked over, how many people have died because of his greed, and he's sitting there and he still won't take any accountability, and he puts on this grand show in front of Verna where he goes, I gave them what they wanted. I said I would give them, they wanted me to take away their pain. I took away their pain. And you can see, like, the deep levels of self-deception and bullshit that he's trying to weave over her that he can't even at this point weave over himself. He's so naked in his illusion that it's almost like you can see from his face that not even he believes his own shit anymore. And that's another way you know that someone's been taken over, because it's like there's something else scripting on his behalf. But this is another important thing here, this lack of accountability. I was just talking about this with the people who, with the beautiful ladies who came to my Substack monthly group check-in, like this lack of accountability that so many people don't want to take when they wrong someone, and when it's brought to their attention, is what brings in this judgment faster. It's not that we're perfect. It's not that we don't all in some way hurt people and do things. We're not here to be perfect, but we are here to constantly learn how to balance and rebalance the scales. So when we're out of order and we do something and it's brought to our attention that we've hurt someone, we don't deny it. We don't pretend like, oh, they're crazy. We don't try to pass the buck on to someone else. We don't pretend like we're their savior trying to do something so virtuous and they're ungrateful and all this other shit and all the other ways that beings try to manipulate their way out of taking true responsibility for what it is that they've actually blatantly done. We say sorry. We try to rectify where we can. We try to do the right thing. And that is what opens the door for a soul to be able to rise and to alchemize and to be able to be given more chances. This is, you know that a soul is not redeemable when they won't take responsibility for their creations, is what it comes down to. And when I deal with many people, through the work I do here, most of you, it's not that you do the opposite. You are the vessels through which you will take responsibility for things that aren't yours, because you've been programmed into becoming these containers for other people's karmic shit because they refuse to take responsibility. This reading is about somebody who no longer being a container, and there's someone here who's still trying to manipulate, someone who is of the irredeemable at this point. They can't be redeemed. And the worst part of it is, and they can't be redeemed not because you're better, they can't be redeemed because of their choice not to take accountability for what it is that they consistently create. And deflect and project and put into other beings so they don't have to take responsibility for themselves. So they have gaslit themselves out of their own karmic responsibility, and in passing on all their karmic lessons, they failed every test and their soul can't rise. And they've done this so much that they can't come back from it. And they're steady trying to shift the contract, shift the reality through ways that once upon a time bought them time. It didn't buy them retribution or restitution or the balancing of the scales. It just bought them time to do more of their shit, and they're trying to buy more time right now. It's like, even in that show, that's something that occurs also. Like, part of the contract is that when it's over, Madeline and Roderick are to die together. They came into the world together, they're twins. And so Verna says the contract is that they must die together. She's like, I'm a creature of symmetry. Verna's my favorite character. She's like, I'm a creature of symmetry. Because Verna is pretty much, she's an angel of death, if you want to. She's Saturn when you look at it. She's very Saturnian, I should say, in nature, but she's an angel of death. She's like the fucking Queen of Swords. She gave them the deal not because and she says this also. She's like, she didn't give them the deal and give them stipulation. She just gave them the access to see what they would do with it, and they buried themselves in that energy. They dug their own grave. In other words, she already knew by the time she approached them that they were a lost cause, and she says so much to them, but they're not paying attention. All they see are dollar signs, right? And so they keep on walking into their own soul trap. And the more that they trap other beings and they harm other beings, the more that they are racking up a tab, and they're not aware of it because they're living the life of Riley. They're billionaires, they're having a great time, their children have everything, they're throwing money, he's sleeping around and having children by a whole bunch of women and destroying his children psychologically while he pursues money, Roderick, right? And the whole time, every time that they're doing this, they don't realize that there's a tab that's being kept, that's dragging them deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into soul debt to the point of no return. In fact, if anything, Verna giving them the opportunity to redeem themselves by giving them the access to these material things to actually do something of worth was an opportunity for them to right the wrong that they'd already committed. Which I won't say because it's like, I don't want to give the whole story away. I feel like I already have. But it's just coming through a lot right now, like this, these karmic partnerships that across timelines, they have been one another's influence in bad behavior. And they had so many opportunities this lifetime to correct that, and instead they keep on trying to drag other beings down instead of taking responsibility and pulling themselves up. And even in the final hour, when the heat is on, there's still no fucking accountability. There's still the desire to pass the buck and to try to use prayer and religion and these things to try to renegotiate themselves out of a contract that they never could renegotiate themselves out of anyway. The renegotiation always comes at the cost of another being's integrity, worth, value. Yes. So I guess this is a longer reading tonight, which is fine. Let's go into the dragon energy, because since we have that dragon egg coming through. Fire dragon, fire and water dragon on the split. These karmic duos, it feels like a pair, which is why the King and the Queen of Pentacles was coming out in the tarot. These karmic duos, they can be husband and wife, they can be brother and sister, they can be brother and brother, sister and sister, best friends. How they showed up together in this lifetime in order to reenact everything that they've done. to souls across other timelines. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that they influence one another further into their own soul demise. Fire dragon is still here. Burns up the lower energies around you. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. Yes, so there's been an energy around you, within you, that has been activated now to clear your path. So where these blocks were before, where once upon a time these energies could influence and keep you stuck in these stagnancies and these blocks because of where you were on your own journey, because of where you were in the sense that your energy consented and matched the lower timeline they needed you. There's no more of that. You've unlocked a level of your own, You've unlocked a level of your own ancient wisdom. Maybe you are who and what has hatched. Maybe you are the dragon reborn that is coming back to life on the earth planes, But either way, it doesn't fare well for those beings who refuse to take accountability for what it is that they've done. And what I mean by accountability, I'm not even talking about what they've done to you, but I'm talking about the karma that they consistently tried to place in you as a container. Whether it was for some of you sickness, they tried to use you to transmute their karmic diseases, to transmute their karmic debts, their misfortune, their sadness, their shame, their fear, all of those lower emotional energies that they should have alchemized for themselves to raise their own frequency naturally. They were using you as a dumping ground in a bin. And for as long as you were receiving and you were accepting that energy, your frequency was low and you couldn't escape the timeline. You couldn't get away from the blocks. And the fire dragon, there's something that's been ignited that's clearing your pathway now. And it's clearing it very, very magnanimously. And you're even getting assistance and help because look, with the believe in the impossible is in the guidance, as well as the full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach, and the full moon, full moon already is a very clearing energy. It gets rid of things very powerfully. The full moon, right? It can exorcise. The new moon is more like banishing. You decide I don't want this anymore, but the full moon comes and it can just sweep things away. And then when you put eclipse energy behind it, it's just also eclipse is something that is divinely orchestrated and it's destined. It's when something occurs that you can't hold an eclipse back. You can't stop it. It's a part of what allows for us to be realigned with destiny because of what it does in the nodes. So every time we have an eclipse, it's playing with where the north and the south node are. It's activating the north and the south node, right? And so in the activation of the north and the south node, it's helping you, regardless as to whether your nodes are in those signs, it's helping you to either, because understand and overstand, an eclipse will either, depending on your choices, push you farther in the opportunity of accessing your north node. But for those beings who refuse to take accountability and do the soul work, it actually pushes them lower into their south node realities. That's something we don't talk about enough, right? That's what an eclipse can do. It will it's in accordance with your own choices on your soul's journey, right? And what you're harboring in your fields, which is why these beings for so long wanted to put their karmic responsibilities in other beings' fields, because when that eclipse energy came around and you're sat there holding all of their karmic energy that they've placed in you, then guess who's being pulled into their south node reality? While they're fake riding in realities that they don't have the true frequential wisdom to properly wield. I hope that makes sense. So now what's happening as this full moon eclipse comes and you continue to not take responsibility for holding on to the karmic responsibilities, the debts, the diseases, the misfortune, the blocks that belong to other beings, and you're giving it back to them, and you're clearing your fields of those energies, and what the eclipse is going to do, it's going to eclipse out those energies that keep you out of your north node, and it's going to eclipse out situations that keep them climbing into places they shouldn't be. It's very cool. Okay, what actually came out is the air and water dragon. I love this because the air and water dragon is to do with the balancing of both the mental and the emotional planes. Helps you connect to higher frequencies, trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, and express your inner song. So air and water dragon means that your mind and your heart are being made ready for this deeply clearing energy that's coming through. You're already aware of it. Like I said, the only way that this is not going to transpire for you is if you totally do a 180 and backtrack from everything that you now know, right? So this is already set. It's already ready to go, and all you need to do is to keep your mind and your heart in perfect alignment with what you know to be true about yourself and what's happening in this cycle, because you've already been shown. You've already been shown. So everything is there's just a few transactions left. Everything is in rightful order for what is coming next. And what is coming next, it's unleashing many cycles of something that's been kept back, been repressed. This is what I'm feeling. This is a better way of saying it. So in this, in the, what's it called, deck, I forget the name of this deck. In this deck, we have the sudden wealth card wanting to come out and not, so that could be the possibility, but more importantly, what has been kept back from you that you haven't been able to access because of this concept being pulled into lower timelines that actually don't belong to you in terms of who you are as a soul and what you've already alchemized in your soul lessons. It's like you're going to get, on the one hand, some people are going to get a lot of backlash of the energies of karma they've tried to put in other people's fields, and some of you are going to get all of the back payments of what it is that you've missed because of this fuckery. Yes. Okay, so I think I'm happy now with that. Alrighty, so I feel like I should get just one more card out for you for guidance. I'm going to actually put these away because my station here, I know you can't see it, but it's a bit of a mess. So bear with me a second and let me just organize so that I can get you one last card. I'm going to go into my deck, one of my other decks that I created for guidance. I've been using this deck a lot more the past couple of days. So cards everywhere. That's also another message. Cards everywhere, things everywhere. Things are feeling very unstable right now and all over the place. That's not a bad thing. That's the storm energy that needs to come. This is what I'm saying. Some of you are in that really stormy energy, but that's where, that's where you're supposed to be. 1 second, sorry, that's my phone. That's where you're supposed to be, because you are the storm. You are the one who's wielding the power of the storm. The storm will not consume you, okay? It will not consume you. In fact, it's going to be what takes you out. So if you're feeling that energy and you're afraid of it, don't be, okay? Don't be if you know that this is your reading and it's resonating with you. Okay. At last, it's clear. At last, it's clear. I feel like there's more in what I said just now than just at last it's clear, like the fire dragon came to clear your soul path is what it says. At last it's clear. Well, more cards want to go everywhere. Let's see. Clean your space. Clear the energy of your home. Okay? Connect with herbs and spices. Magic, ritual, and healing. So you might want to utilize the power of ritual right now, even more so to balance you. Using herbs and spices, keeping your space clear because you're already dealing with a lot of collision and storm energies. So try your best where you can to keep everything else that is within your control clear. Okay. Also something about keeping your space clear because of all of the emotional energy that's swirling right now too, because again this energy of this person is doing the most. It's like, in order to keep your intuition on point, make sure you're keeping your space in such a way that you can connect with your energy as opposed to what it is that they are wanting to pull you into, because that's what it was, right? It was that emotional, trying to pull you into an emotional story, again, that isn't your own. This was coming out before up your nighttime protection work, okay? So before you go to bed, especially protect yourself in the dream space. Protect yourself in the dream space. Work with the color red, passion, desire, blood, ancestry, root chakra, anger. Don't be afraid to utilize the power of any righteous anger you have to also equalize your fields. That's the power of the fire dragon also. Something is shifting in your root chakra energies. Your, your home, your money, what helps you feel rooted and grounded in yourself, your stability, your ability to feel anchored in yourself, and even right now on the earth, some of you are going to begin to feel a lot more at home on this planet. You may not have ever felt that way before, but it's time to go. Some of those energies have fucked off, so oh boy. Allspice berries is what came out. I went into the herbal deck because you got the connect with herbs and spices. So let's see. We have allspice berries. So on the card it says increase and focus energies of spell and determination of outcome, energy of success. So allspice is a really powerful herb or spice to work with when you want to increase the power of your will over a situation. So for example, if you want to do you want to add it to any kind of spell where you know that your energy is being pulled or manipulated, when you want to bring assert more of your will onto the situation, allspice can really add more command and power and make sure that what it is that you're putting your energy behind, it comes into fruition on your own terms. Okay, we also have caraway. I love working with caraway. Caraway seed is very protective of children. It removes the spiritual cause of illness. So for some of you, I said that you were the container through which they've been transferring karmic illnesses. You might want to work with caraway. You can drink it. It's a really beautiful tea to drink. It's very gentle. It's gentle enough even for newborns to drink it. It's actually one of the main ingredients in gripe water. So for those of you who grew up drinking gripe water, if you like the taste of it, you probably will love caraway tea. Okay, it's beautiful in terms of herbal medicine. It has antispasmodic qualities. It's a carminative in herbal medicine. We tell people to drink it, after a meal, after a heavy meal, because it's very good at for digestion, but very specifically for helping with gas and any pain that is associated with gas and gas bubbles, which is why it's so effective. With gripe water, it helps you to pass the gas that causes, discomfort. Passing air, passing wind. I'm sorry, I thought there was a message coming through. Okay, keeps evil and interfering spirits and energies away, and it protects against thievery. Okay, so caraway can also be used in love workings. It's better if you use it in, I don't agree with love spells when you do them on other beings, but I do believe in casting self-love spells, okay? But caraway is one of those ingredients that's great for a love spell when it comes to protecting what it is that you are, whatever it is that you are doing in terms of, your self-love spell. It helps you to protect that work, okay? So caraway is great for that. Caraway is great for protecting all things that are burgeoning and just being born. You know how an energy, when it's first starting out, a new energy that is just establishing its foundation, it's more vulnerable. So when you first have an idea, before you feel comfortable and confident in that idea, before it takes off, caraway is great for protecting your confidence around that, protecting the idea itself, so that other beings' negative energy or projections or, beliefs about what you're capable of and all that other stuff, it can't interject and take you out of that position of being excited. Caraway is good for protecting the very fragile beginnings of new things, new projects, life in general, children, so yes, okay. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this reading was helpful and insightful. If you would like to join me on Wednesday, March the 28th, I do have my regular midweek group check-in with live card pull and personal guidance. If you're interested in joining me next Saturday, the 31st of August, I also have another group check-in session with live card pull and personal guidance with a focus on the new moon in Virgo, which is occurring on September the 3rd at 11 degrees Virgo. So that is going to be a degree of mastery. It's about a gateway opening. For me, the way I'm reading that energy, it's a gateway opening into the materialization of New Earth and Age of Aquarius contracts. So it's a big time to really root yourself in your truth. And that's what Virgo energy helps you to do. It helps you to take your energy field back for yourself. It's the liberator. In many ways, I won't go too much into that. If you're with me on Substack, I've been writing about that Virgo energy for the past couple of days. I love writing about Virgo energy. I love sharing what I know about Virgo energy because it's a very powerful energy to liberate you in the zodiac. So. And I'm a Virgo ascendant, right? So anyway, if you'd like to join me for either one of those, I will put the information in the description box and comment section below. If you'd like to join me over on Substack, then now is a wonderful time to join because I have a special going up until September 22nd where you can get access on a monthly basis for less than $10 a month, and you can get annual access for 33% off the regular price. And those prices stay locked in. The monthly one will stay locked in for the next year, and the annual discount stays locked in for good. And so on Substack, this is where I've been sharing my little daily alchemy messages on the community board every day. They're actually created for my Substack people in the notes section, but then I also write 5 times a week, 5 mornings a week, an extended energy report called Sunrise Salutations, and I also do the audio version for those of you who don't like to necessarily read. You can also listen to me state read the article for the day, and then I also do a word for your week, which is either an audio or a video where I look at the energies, the breakdowns of the energy for the week. That happens on a Tuesday. Throwback Thursday happens on a Thursday where I go back into an old daily alchemy lineup or an old article that I feel is going to be helpful to you at this time, as well as many other things, teaching resources I put up there about energy work, like collaborations with other beautiful beings. I'm very active over on Substack, and I publish there every single day, and then every month, if you are a Substack patron, you get the opportunity to meet with me and other beautiful souls for our monthly group Q&A, which I actually just finished about 2 hours ago. So you get all of that for what, like the price of a Netflix membership. So if you would like that level of support, if that's something that intrigues you, please make sure to check out my Substack. If you just want to go over there and support your girl, if you just want to see me once a month and hang out with us in a group, and that is a more viable way for you to do that, even if you're not on the Substack. That's what I created it for too. So please avail yourself of all of the ways that I try my best to have everyone feel like they can have access to the ability to rise. And what else? Decrees are on my Ko-Fi shop. They're all there for free or for suggested donation. Please make the most of those also. And if you don't want to use them verbatim, I always will encourage people to just use them as inspiration and a template to write your own. Okay, so yes, for all other information on how to work with me, you can check out my website, solara.info. If you'd like to book with me for a one-to-one soul recovery session, you can do so either by way of checking out my website, or you can feel free to email me, solaraspeaks@proton.me. solaraspeaks@proton.me. Okay, so I'm sending you guys so much love. I will be back again soon. Take care.